Hi, my name is called Beer, and let's start with going medieval. Going medieval. Stake your claim in this colony building sim and survive a turbulent medieval age where almost everyone has died from plague. He will construct a huge fortress in a land reclaimed by wilderness, defend against raids and keep your villagers happy as their personalities are shaped by the world around them. While keeping in mind all that plague and also occasional pillaging, keeping villagers happy might be a harder thing than, getting drunk from non-alcoholic beer. Keep in mind that the game is very similar to Rimworld. People on Steam are calling it Rimworld Light or Medieval Rimworld, but don't be scared, these are positive comments, meaning that if you like the famous game, you will probably like going medieval as well. The game is in early access, so don't expect miracles, although it has a very positive review score on Steam, so it is in a good shape already. IXION. Propelled onwards through a perilous journey, you are the administrator of the mighty space station, charged with finding a new home for humanity. Keeping the station sound and flying will require a firm hand and strategic thinking. You are constantly pulled between maintaining hull integrity, bringing in new resources and managing power consumption. What choices will you make when confronted with impending disaster? What will you discover out there in the dark? Probably nothing good. We all know that Borg is somewhere out there. The Last Campfire. This is an adventure, a story of a lost ember trapped in a puzzling place, searching for meaning and a way home. You'll travel deep into the lands beyond the dark forest and overcome the adversities before you. Discover beautiful wilderness filled with lost inhabitants, strange creatures and mysterious ruins. 97% of all people who bought this game are recommending it to you. People on Steam are talking that this is a beautiful story-driven game filled with great art and even greater music. The puzzles game throws at you ranges from fairly easy to a medium. Nothing will bend your brains inside out in this game. If you fail here somehow, it's a pure problem of your IQ, I'm sorry. If you are in doubt, you can try the demo version on Steam for free. No Man's Sky. This is an alive project. Updates are constant, the game is getting better and better every year. And by saying constant updates, I'm not kidding. I have noticed that they update the game every month, or even more often. Here every star is the light of an actual distant sun, each orbited by planets filled with life, and you can go to any of them. The game is actually enormous. Of course, that size is only available because of procedural generation. So the real question is your mama procedurally generated?
Oh, come on, how dare you?
I'm sorry, no I'm not. So here you fly from deep space to planetary surfaces without loading screens. In this infinite universe you will discover places and creatures that no other players have seen before, and perhaps never will again. So it is tailored for those who want to go where no human boldly went before, or for those who want to find the best place in a galaxy, which is called Beristan, everyone knows that. Also keep in mind that every other player lives in the same galaxy and you can choose to share your discoveries with them on a map. That is cool. Civilization 6. If you want to keep your virginity strong, this game is one of the best ways to never lose it. Although Civilization games are definitely not for everyone, the sheer amount of mechanics can be really overwhelming for a new player, and not everyone likes to read a lot and enjoy changing numbers and colors on the map. To be fair, for everyone who never played Civilization, the game looks like a simple, boring board game, but the trick is that this simplicity is just a tip of a dick. It's way more complex than it seems. Basically, here you can become ruler of the world by establishing and leading a best civilization from the Stone Age to the Information Age. And of course, I'm talking about the mightiest country in the world, Potato Saladistan. Mafia Definitive Edition. Remastered and re-released in 2020s, the game is a proud owner of a very positive reviews on Steam. He'll take on the role of a mafioso in 1930s city of Lost Haven. It's a fictional place, but it's inspired by the city of Chicago. The town got hit hard by the Great Depression, and the advent of Prohibition in America means lucrative business opportunities for various mobsters. And let's be fair, for some shady old ladies as well who were brewing their moonshines deep in the cellars. By the way, did you know that you have to pour out the first cups of moonshine you make because it's poison? If you drink it, you will die or at least go blind. I've heard that from some master brewer a long time ago, but I can't remember the details. Anyway, as I've said many times before, prohibition in my eyes is a crime against humanity, so those gangsters are just folk struggling to survive in this authoritarian environment. Tribes of Midgard. This is a cooperative survival game in which you must resist the oncoming invasion of giants during Ragnarok, latter meaning the end of the world in Viking language. Here you will need to explore the wilderness, craft new weapons, and be prepared to defend the sacred center of your village from the grim shadows. All the while the giant of Jotunheim stalks closer to your village, seeking to destroy Midgard, and fulfill the prophecy. Basically, this is a Norse mythology game where you can gather a group of up to 10 people and try to survive in a procedurally generated world. The longer you and your tribe survive, the greater will be the rewards. Maybe this time your potato salad will have actual potatoes in it, you never know. Rewards here are great. Space Haven. Here you will embark on a space voyage with your crew of civilians in search for a new home. You will build spaceship tile by tile, create optimal breathing conditions, manage the needs and moods of your crew, and encounter other space exploring groups. Here you will have a complete freedom to build a spaceship or a station of your own desire. You can place every piece of ship hull, walls, doors, and facilities wherever you want. And all this stuff has a purpose. Crew members will sleep in beds, use toilets, be disturbed by a noisy room, and praise you for an arcade machine. By the way, I mentioned breathing conditions not by accident. That is a huge part of the game. You will have to keep optimal oxygen and CO2 levels by building life support modules and contain hazardous gases. So, that dude who farts a lot, is he worthy of another air purifier, or maybe, just maybe you can just toss him out of the airlock? A food for thought. Game has very positive reviews and is constantly updated. Clanfolk. This is a city builder set in the Scottish Highlands. As always, you will have to harness your environment to survive. Fish, gather, hunt, and farm as you prepare for the winter. Build an inn, trade with other clans, have children, and marry them off. You can create your own lineage, a clan of weeklong ding-dongs. Why not? Or choose from an existing clan, and then take charge of the multi-generational family seeking to survive in the harsh Scottish Highlands. Every member of your family here has their own traits, aspirations, dreams, and skills that will probably never become true, because you are in charge and no offense. Anyway, they will care for themselves and for each other, and they will seek to better themselves over time. The game is well received by players, so don't hesitate if you like colony sims. Siege Survival, Gloria Victis. Your country is invaded and your city is under a brutal siege. A small group of civilians are trapped in the only remaining stronghold. They are the last source of hope for the defending troops hanging on for their life. You might not be fighting the invaders yourself, but the fate of the city lies in your hands. You are the manager. Without you, everything will succumb to chaos. You need better weapons, a roof over your head, hot food, and all the other things for, existing. And the only way you'll get these is if you and your team craft them. But resources are limited and you'll need to sustain both soldiers and civilians. Maintaining this balance is not the job for the faint-hearted, believe you me. So you will have to find ways to preserve your potato salad, develop your infrastructure and use your supplies more efficiently. Main story will only take around 8 hours to beat, but if you want to unlock all the achievements, it will take you around 10 times more. People are saying that the game reminds them of the famous This War of Mine, and that is never a bad thing. Empires of the Undergrowth. Here you will become an ant daddy or an ant mama, and you will help them excavate nests underground, construct tunnels and chambers to store food and raise the brood. You will control a variety of warrior ant species and wage battles, and command your workers to build and supply your base. Also, you will have to protect your queen at all costs, at the same time navigating the threats and opportunities of the insect world. Missions are narrated from the perspective of a documentary filmmaker who is studying the ants. He offers intelligent insight into the happening of the colony and the undergrowth beyond. Yeah, sadly it's not Attenborough, but you get the idea. People in the Steam comments are saying that it's very fun to play, although it can be hard and frustrating at times. Ants are kinda dumb, just like your cousin, but once you get the hang of it, it is really fun game to play. The review score is above 90%, meaning that this may be the game you were looking for all along. Against the Storm. This is a roguelite city builder set in a gloomy dark fantasy world. Artistically, this is one of the coolest RTS city builder games I have ever seen. The style is very original and the atmosphere is breathtaking. I didn't like only one thing: here it never stops raining. Anyway, here you are a pioneer sent into the wilds to establish and manage new settlements inhabited by smart beavers, lizards, and humans. Weird choice of races, but I really approve of that. I'm so tired of elves, dwarves, and various combat combos of demons and undead. Lizards and beavers are awesome and you will feel like one of them. You will care about their survival, about their happiness, and will protect them from danger. Well, not always. This is a roguelite after all, so the occasional defeat is programmed in the genre of the game. After a bitter end, the game will instantly offer you better buildings and devices, so your next run would be better, and the cycle continues until another bitter defeat. Your goal is to survive long enough and gather the valuable resources necessary to rebuild and upgrade your city. It's the only safe haven against the Blightstorm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. On Steam it has above 90% of positive reviews, and I can give it 10 cold beers out of 10, without much doubt. Timberborn. Humans are long gone, our place is taken by beavers and you are in charge of them. So the question is, will your society of lumberpunk beavers do any better? And I mean real beavers, I'm not talking about the beaver of your imaginary girlfriend this time. Although I'm not gonna lie, a society of these would be quite interesting. Anyway, Timberborn is a city building game featuring modular vertical architecture and water control mechanics. But be aware, the game contains high amounts of wood. So he will control smart beavers and pursue the glory of civilization. Well, these beavers will be as smart as you, so it might very well be that they are already doomed. Frostpunk. If you ever had a dream to make children work in the mines, this game will fulfill this dream of yours in no time. Frostpunk is a city management and building game, but with heavy survival elements and resource management mechanics. You will be in charge of a steampunk society that survived the collapse of civilization. But sometimes it's better to perish with the others than to be governed by a maniac like you. Just remember those children you sent into the mines. Anyway, you know, their hands are tiny but they are fast. Some of them might die. Their parents will organize a coup against you, but, you know, you can't rebel if you're dead. You know, you rebel, you die. Also, in this way, you will have less people to feed. Everything falls in place like mayonnaise on the potato salad. Since the premiere, Frostpunk has been enriched with a number of updates. Now you can enjoy the new Endless mode that increases the game's replayability. There is also a new scenario, the Fall of Winterhome, that further expands the game's universe and lore. And for the dessert, they added things like naming characters and automatons, and finally a photo mode. The game has about 90% of positive review score on Steam and is great for everyone who likes to dive into a post-apocalyptic world and make it better. Or worse, way worse. Manor Lords. The visuals of the game are great, especially when you zoom in and see all that beautiful grass, all that beautiful graphic cards melting grass. Yeah, my PC froze a few times while I was playing a demo on ultra graphics. Also, I was recording a video in 4K at the same time, so it may have something to do with that as well. The goal of the game is to build a fully functioning medieval city. You start by building a hunting lodge, wood-cutting structures, peasant huts, all that necessary trifle, and you end up with a huge prosperous city of called Beristan. I especially like that you can build lots and fields in almost any shape you want, and then your builders and algorithm will do the rest. Also, a cool feature is that you can regrow your forest. You have a special forester building where you can assign your workers and they start reforestation. Anyway, this is a wonderful RTS game. I can recommend it without a doubt. Rimworld. This game is always in the top 10 by rating among the best Steam games of all time. That is pretty high, probably even higher than Seth Rogen and Snoop Dogg combined. No, I'm kidding, that is not possible. Rimworld is a sci-fi colony sim driven by an intelligent AI storyteller. Inspired by Dwarf Fortress, Firefly and Dune, Rimworld is designed to co-author tragic, twisted and triumphant stories about imprisoned pirates, desperate colonists, starvation and survival. It works by controlling the random events that the world throws at you. Every thunderstorm, pirate raid and traveling salesman is a card dealt into your story by the AI storyteller. There are several storytellers to choose from. Randy Random does crazy stuff, Cassandra Classic goes for rising tension, and Phoebe Chillax likes to relax. I won't tell you what Tim Penison does. No. You begin with 3 survivors of a shipwreck on a distant world, and then your story begins. You will have to manage colonists' moods, needs, wounds, illnesses, and addictions. The game is not only huge, it's massive. Like, you know, your mama. The Wandering Village. This is a city-building simulation game. In a world where mysterious plants are spreading all over the earth and emitting toxic spores as they grow, a group of people seek shelter on the back of a giant wandering creature. Here you have to become their leader, build settlement and form a symbiotic relationship with the creature to survive together. Well, I hope that you can be really helpful for the creature, because, you know, otherwise those people are just parasites living on its back and you are the leader of parasites. That doesn't sound so dreamy and glamorous, right? Well, you help the creature to get rid of the evil plants, but I doubt that it is a good deal for the creature. You know, people are pooping and dying and planting stuff on your back. It's a colony of horror from the perspective of that dinosaur thing. Anyway, the game has around 90% of positive review score, but it is in early access, so some features are probably missing. Vagrus, the Riven realms. This game is intended for thinkers, for people who like to carefully analyze statistics, plan their future adventures and so on. Although keep in mind that Vagrus is a very hard game. If you are looking for a casual experience, it is definitely not a good choice for you. So here you'll find a vast realm to explore, filled with unique locations, strange factions and a colorful cast of characters. The continent is a wasteland riddled with arcane anomalies, swarming with twisted monsters and haunted by roaming undead even after long centuries of rebuilding. People on Steam are saying that this is a beautiful game, but only for those with the patience and critical thinking. Despite that, the combat here is very basic and based on RNG, so don't expect miracles. Green Hell. Game feels like Wrath, The Forest and Far Cry Primal had a baby, and very positive reviews are saying to us that this baby is not ugly and you shouldn't give up it for adoption. This time. Here you are left alone in a jungle without any food or equipment, trying to survive and find your way out. Clinging to life, you have to go on a journey of durability, as the effects of solitude weigh heavy not only on your body but also on the mind. How long can you survive against the dangers of the unknown? Knowing you, probably not very long. You know, me as well, when I watch survival shows, especially the one called Alone, I'm always thinking that I would never give up and I would win the money no matter what, not like these other people. But the truth is, I would probably slip on some snail and die on the third day. Or, you know, I probably would be attacked and eaten by a bunch of these, which is a terrible fate. So here, constantly threatened by the jungle, you'll fight with both wild animals and tropical illnesses. You will also have to face the traps set by your own mind and fears that crawl out of the darkness of the endless jungle. Enjoy the game alone or with friends. Risk of Rain 2. Everyone who played Risk of Rain 2 can agree on one thing: it plays way better than it looks, meaning that everything you are seeing now to you looks like a graphic gibberish of some sort, but if you take control of the hero, everything changes immediately. The game has 96% of positive reviews left by hundreds of thousands of players who bought the game. You can't argue with that. So here you'll fight your way to the final boss and escape, or continue your run indefinitely to see how long you can survive. A unique scaling system means that both you and your foes limitlessly increase in power over the course of the game. People on Steam are talking that Risk of Rain 2 is a bit unfriendly for new players. It will take time for you to adapt, so be prepared for that. It won't guide you by your hand or penis.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.